This is the Bear Country Outdoors Barely a Podcast. I'm your host, Doug Joyce, and with me is James Forsland and Chris Cantrell. Thanks for joining.
Welcome back. We're doing another podcast, and we have another special guest tonight, Mr. Clint Easley. Thanks for joining.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for agreeing to come out and let us interrogate you.
What do we do?
Yeah. What do you do with your
Just
hands?
act natural.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm going to be doing all kinds of weird stuff during this podcast because I fucked my back up.
Yeah,
just
this is
before I
barely a
came out.
podcast. We pretty much just shoot from the hip whenever we do one of these.
That's all right.
So.
Yeah. How'd you hurt your back?
Dude, it's a long story. So my dog has a hurt back leg.
It's already a good story I'm in.
And I take him to the vet, and it was actually a vet appointment that I already had to get like his rabies shots and stuff. Well, he's a 150-pound English Mastiff. And I walk in the room, and they're like, you need to get him on the weight scale over there in the corner. And I'm like, I walk over the weight scale. It's like this fucking big. And I'm like, my dog isn't going to fit on this damn weight scale. And they're like, you have to get him on. We have to get a weight. And I'm like trying to get him on there, and I'm trying to shove him on there and get him to sit, and he won't sit. And I'm like picking him up, and then I'm like lifting him onto the scale, and I'm like, my back,
hernia.
Yeah, dude, it's my lower back. And so I did something. I tweaked it, lifting my huge Mastiff onto this thing. And then, long story short, I didn't even get the damn weight anyway because it was too small to even for him to fit on there sitting.
When you take your dog in, is he one of those dogs that's terrified to be at the vet?
No, he's totally fine. He's just like, I call him the big dumb pup. He's just like, hey, where are we?
Yeah.
You know? But then
he acts like that for sure.
Then all the little dogs are afraid of him. Like, he just wants to like go up and like, hey, how's it going, friend? And they're just like, arr! You know, like, because all little dogs are intimidated by big dogs.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just a puppy. Like, he's not even full.
He just wants to play with everybody.
Dude, his head's about as big as a stable, dude.
He looks just like, you know, the Sandlot, right? The beast on the Sandlot.
I thought that was a Rottweiler.
No, English Mastiff.
It was, you're right.
Yep. So he looks exactly like that. Same color, same everything.
Dang.
But
we'll cut you some
We'll cast him into some of our projects then.
Yeah, maybe.
He's not quite a year, right?
Project.
You weren't born in the 90s.
No, he's
83.
He's a year.
Okay.
Hit 41.
Lucky.
41.
Lucky.
We're hitting three different topics at the same time.
He's just going to keep gaining weight now at this point.
He'll probably max out at like 180, 190.
Dang. I can't imagine the turds in the backyard.
Dude, the best thing about him is like,
so brutal.
I've never had a dog that's done this, and I love that dog.
And he shits in the neighbor's yard.
No, he goes back in like the back 40 out in the field and shits out there. He does not shit anywhere around the house, like in the yard.
Dude, it's probably because
he just
didn't
naturally
pick it up
did
for
it
long enough, and he was getting tired of stepping in his own shit.
He never did. He always just goes up. He likes his privacy, and he goes off in the field and shits and then comes back. And I'm like, that's a good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And then you give him a dog treat that's the size of a femur.
I gave him an elk bone the other day that was like this long.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like, he's just like, oh, yeah. You know, it's like still frozen with like meat chunks on it.
Oh, dude.
He'll lay out there for hours just gnawing on that thing.
He's a good boy.
Well,
did he do that after you gave it to him? After we left?
Oh, yeah. I just gave him another one the other day, and he just – dude, it was hilarious. I'm back behind my shop doing some stuff in the flower bed areas right next to where I'm working, and I see this mound the other day. And I'm like, what the hell? This mole's digging in the flower bed, and I go and I kick it, and I'm like knocking it over because that's what I do to moleholes. And there's this giant bone buried there. He just buried it. And I'm like, you're such a classic dog, burying their bone in the flower bed.
Perfect.
Dude, it's awesome. And then like an hour later, I go there, and it's gone. And he's got it out there chewing on it in the yard.
His face is just covered in dirt.
Oh, dude. Blood everywhere, all over his legs because there's still meat on the bone, you know? So it's like his whole arm was covered with blood because he's like pinning it down and chewing on it. And Tiffany's like, he's injured badly. He's got blood everywhere. I'm like, that's not
just from the bone.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that mountain lion one? At the guy's front gate, the mountain lion ate, I think it was a mule deer, and there's just blood.
Oh, yeah.
Nature is Metal, I think
it
was on.
Dude, I love that channel. They always have the best shit on there.
That was a nice entrance, too. Like, I was like, dude, that's...
Just looks like a murder scene.
Yeah, like...
Fake grass.
Yeah, like, dialed.
Landscaper's
rowdy.
dream right there.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
It's very expensive. I don't know if you've priced out.
We're talking about a mountain lion destroyed and someone's driving. Like, that's a very nice landscape.
That's a very nice landscape. It is really
well
nice.
maintained.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed about
now
the
it's
video.
destroyed.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Well, Clint, we had you on here because obviously you're in the hunting industry, and you've kind of became more intertwined in that as time's gone on. And tell us what exactly do you do, and what is Revol Entertainment?
So I have been filming camera for 15 years now, and Revol Entertainment I started in 2020, right in prime COVID, of course.
Oh, perfect.
But prior to that, I worked on TV show production. So Hollywood Hunter was the first show I ever worked for. I did that for 12 seasons. And then after Hollywood Hunter, that pivoted to a new series, pretty similar concept, but we called it The Maverick. Still at the ranch.
Okay.
So I ran into a gentleman on a hike in Runyon Canyon in Hollywood, of all places. And when we got to talking, I took some pictures of him and his wife. They were building a prayer box on top of this mountain. And after, I'll just shortchange that, but after I had took their photos, I gave them my email address, wrote it down, and took off, continued on my hike. And pretty much, I think it was like a week later when he emailed me, he was asking like, hey, how'd the pictures turn out? So I spit them over to him. And he had in his email signature, HollywoodHunter.com. I was like, what in the world is this?
Yeah.
So
That's not a normal.
Yeah. I was living in LA doing catering, architecture, event production, all that stuff.
Where were you living at?
In specifically Orange County, so Huntington Beach,
LA.
Irvine, and then LA.
In LA.
LA.
They have great tacos in LA.
But when I clicked on this HollywoodHunter.com, I'm all, you get curious, you see an email signature, click on it, and he had this massive 200-inch velvet mule deer buck in his hands.
Holy
and
crap.
it said website coming soon, so that was it. There was no like other information. I had no idea what was happening, but since I had his email, write him back, hey, sorry for stalking you, wanted to check out your site, and come to find out he was starting a show on Sportsman Channel. So he already had a full season's worth of footage in the can, 2 camera guys, older guys that were just helping him kind of cut his teeth and get into it.
Mm-hmm.
And from my understanding, the reason he started a hunting show, 2 reasons. One was his wife worked in Hollywood. So she had a show. He had access to a lot of camera guys. He's living there, but they have a family ranch in southern Colorado, south central Colorado.
Okay.
It's called the Hartice Ranch. And the other thing was he had a bad experience where a gentleman, I can't remember the name, had come out to do a hunt, and he was filming that hunt, and it was a horrible job. And he just was like, I can do a way better job than this. I can do my own show. So that was part of the influence of him wanting to start this hunting show. So he already had, with these 2 camera guys, a full season in the can. I meet the guy. We get to chatting, and I'm dabbling lightly in photography, doing some headshots for some friends. That's how I ran into them on the hills. I had to do some headshots. And I was like, I don't know anything about filming. I could do some photography. What do I got to do to get my foot in the door for this opportunity? And he gave me a chance to reach out to one of his camera guys, who then offered for me to buy a camera from him if I flew out to Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
So talked to my wife, get the hall pass to go and do this spontaneous trip to Oklahoma.
Obviously, no kids.
No kids at the time.
Yeah, obviously.
and I fly out to Oklahoma with this guy, and he gives me a 2-day crash course on learning how to film with this big clunky Canon camera, and hands me a tripod, teaches me how to mount a camera onto a tripod. I don't know what I'm doing, teaches me how to do an interview. He took me to a wild game park where I think he was a former game warden also. But he took me out, we're filming some exotic animals and just giving me field notes on how to change your shutter settings, how to get your exposure, all these different things, and hands me this camera with a big binder. And I come home and kind of like, I think I'm going to become a camera guy. I got the camera now. So I go knocking on Freddie's door. I was like, hey, that camera guy that worked with you and helped you film your first season, he's getting rid of this camera. I bought it. So what do I do now? And he pretty much just gave me a chance to have a foot in the door. We'd work at a coffee shop every week, and we'd make phone calls trying to get sponsors. I helped him with the event production side that I come from in Hollywood. I helped him do a launch party on the rooftop of the W Hotel in Hollywood.
Wow.
All the sponsors flew out. We had, the DJ, big projector with video footage to show the first premiere of the first season of Hollywood Hunter.
So
And-
it was like a Step Brothers thing where it's like prestige worldwide.
Yeah.
Investors could be you.
It could be you. Get on in here. So he had worked his
Shit,
deals
maybe
with
that's
some
what we
sponsors
need
already.
to do.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, do you know the song?
Dude.
Get it.
Yeah. We're doing karate in the garage.
Boats and hoes.
Later, yeah.
Boats and hoes.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, continue on.
So do the launch party. launch party's a success. I met a handful of the sponsors that he's going to have for these continuation of the next seasons, and I just start traveling with him casually. It's like, we're going to go to the ranch. And I remember the first time we were driving, got this new camera. I don't know much about it. I've fidgeted with it a little bit, but we're driving. There's like a beautiful bunch of elk sitting up here on this rock formation on the way to the ranch. And they're like, get out, film it. I'm all, okay. So I just jump out and try to figure it out, get some footage. We go to the ranch. I get the whole rundown of the property, and I'm like, dude, this place is epic. It was, I think, a 3,500 acre property, and it was notorious for like big mule deer and big elk. But when they had bought it, I think they only had one track on the property. There was like no animals. So they went and did massive infrastructure, put over 20 miles worth of roads on there, got gravity flow. What would you call it? Like they would use solar panels to pump the water up, then gravity flow it down to develop all these different ponds. So then you create water in this dry habitat, and then food plots. And then next thing you know, they start getting some animals going over there. So it had gotten good enough to the point where they could actually film some hunts and have some success with it. So I come on to like phase 1, hasn't even gone live on TV.
Sounds good.
What was it?
Oh, I was saying, looking at Doug going, see, Doug, take notes. We need to do some of this stuff.
Yeah, I've been telling you that for years, Jim, that we need to do some stuff like that.
I already got a ranch picked out, boys. It came up like last week.
Sign me up.
The Wyoming one?
All we just need is XRP to go to the moon, and we're good.
It's 57 million, if you're wondering. So, yeah. No, it's in Montana.
Yeah.
So anyways, I dive into this filming stuff. I just start kind of taking notes, and it's literally like just dive in and figure it out.
What year is this?
We're looking at 2010, 2011.
So is this still like VHS type stuff, or is this like?
This is right after the cassette stuff you were telling me about
Okay,
earlier.
yeah.
So we're right into these big obnoxious memory cards.
Oh.
The big dogs, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Obnoxious downloading of lots of footage.
Okay.
But I
they're
went
this
in-
big and hold like what equivalent of like the
4
Yeah.
gigabytes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're out of the
4
next card.
gigabytes. That's like
That's huge back then.
back then. That was huge.
We had a container just full of memory cards. It was obnoxious to try to
Now
organize
you
everything.
can get like
My dad-
a 200 in like a little tiny moon.
So my dad recorded everything when I played ball back in the day, and he's got, I don't know, thousands of floppy disks
Really?
of all kinds of shit from back in the days
Floppy disks?
on floppy disks.
You're not that old, Doug.
No.
You're like
but,
a baby. Floppy disk?
But, dude, technology has evolved that fast.
I know. Dude, I remember the floppy disks. I remember like they had all different kinds of floppy disks. They had like the little square ones that were a little harder, and then they had
Yeah.
like the
Blue ones?
actual
Yeah,
the
the big
blue
one.
and gray?
actual floppy
Yeah.
ones that
Yeah.
were like bigger, and they were like a big square. Yeah.
I was around for that shit,
The little
Chris.
chamfered corner on there.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember those days. I remember like playing like Age of Empires
You
on
put,
like
like-
a
you could
big
put, like,
huge computer that
5
was like
megabytes
one
on
of
it.
those things
Yeah.
you'd shove in there, and you're like beep bop 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 attack. Anyway, sorry.
Play your
we're
video
interrupting.
games?
Oh, yeah.
Sponsored by Coors Light.
Yeah. This
One of
is
these
how
days.
these podcasts go, by the way. We'll interrupt you multiple times and then
That's
let you
okay.
get back on track.
That's all right.
Because I complain about Steven Ranella interrupting everyone on his podcast, so I do exactly the same thing.
It's the signature move.
I'm
Yeah.
going to Steven Redelia right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there you are. You got your floppy disks. You're recording things and stuff. You're on
Yeah.
this incredible ranch.
And I am second shooter at the time, so I don't have to be the lead guy. We've got another camera guy that I can kind of learn from, take some notes from, figure things
You're
out
kind
a
of
little
shadowing this guy
So-
at the same time.
Yep.
Explain. So like, especially to me, not even for the viewers here, all 3 people that are watching this, but. So you're second shooter. So why do we have 2 people? And like, what? Tell me about the roles. Like, what does that look like?
So typically at the ranch, we would have, let's say, most hunters that book a hunt there are coming for 5 days hunting. You got your travel day, 5 days to hunt, travel day out. And then when you have that many guys at camp, it's just easier to conquer and divide to capture footage. So you go with this hunter and guide. I'll go with this hunter and guide.
So it's not 2 guys, one.
We're not cross shooting.
Okay.
Sometimes like at the lodge and stuff, we would cross shoot, and there's times to learn from that guy.
Okay.
In between, then you come back, you're dumping footage, asking questions like, how are you doing this setting? And you shoot stuff for like Sportsman Channel. I think you're shooting 30 frames per second, most cinematic stuff, we're shooting 24 frames per second. I had no idea what that even meant. I didn't know what slow motion was. I just shot in 30 frames, did what I was told, put my camera on this, and that.
Yeah.
And then we just go film. I have a background of casually hunting with my father. So I had done mule deer hunts in eastern Washington. We'd do like 1 week a year. It was just more of our bonding trip. We didn't know anything about being good at hunting, but that was the experience I had. To be able to say, I can take a camera in the woods. I know how to be quiet, how to whisper, close the door lightly, stalk and do that stuff. I had the basics figured out.
Dude, you're ahead of my kid right now. He's been hunting with me a long time.
But just walking around with the camera was like I was a total novice.
Yeah.
But I was hungry to learn, so I would just consume YouTube videos over and over, just trying to figure out, what's this guy doing? How's this setting on this camera? How do I do this? How do I do that?
A good time for you to break into it because I bet you YouTube was probably like just
barely
really starting to get going.
Did you say 2010?
2010, 2011.
You can learn
right in there.
anything off of YouTube.
I don't even know if it was really. I heard about it. I don't even think we had any consideration for putting any content on there.
Did you and me, YouTube University graduates?
Yeah.
I started that gun shop in 2011.
Did you?
Off of YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
There was a Mexican fella out of Florida.
That you learned from?
Suarez Tactical, yeah. Swear to God. I was like, I don't know how to cut a barrel. Had no idea. Didn't know how to turn that freaking thing on. I knew how to wire it up, but that was about it.
Yeah.
You can
And
do
literally
just about anything now off of YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
pretty
way it's
crazy.
compounded over time. You can type in anything.
The amount of content that's on there is just it's mind-blowing.
Shout out to that guy if he's still Suarez Tactical out of Florida. I have a really successful gun shop
This
now,
is
so
the
thanks.
second time you've gave that guy a shout out since we did the podcast.
He's probably dead, dude. He was old back in 15 years ago. I mean,
Really?
like, yeah.
Yeah, he's still listening to Bear Country Outdoor podcast.
Yeah.
I bet you he
For
is. He
sure.
probably subscribed when he got the first shout out, and he's like, Chris, my man.
Yeah, dude. Awesome. I don't even remember his name.
Epic dude.
But YouTube, I mean, that was the place to figure things out. So it obviously existed. It just didn't have a massive library of different videos for us to check out.
Now you could probably just about YouTube anything if you had a question or concern.
I think so. I think
Obviously,
there's-
you guys are on the YouTubes, right?
We dabble a little bit. Most of the stuff we do, so Revol, our media company, most of the times we get hired to shoot content for brands, for hunters, for guides. So when we shoot that content and we put the edits together, it goes off to you guys to put it onto your YouTube channels.
because they're paying you.
Yeah,
to-
you're the one paying the buck. So we're there to help produce quality content for people to enjoy, but it usually gets shoveled off to a different channel.
Gotcha.
So I'll usually let it ride for a year or two, and then we'll sprinkle it onto our channel, maybe give it a second round boost.
Right.
But it's really there more just somebody's like, you got YouTube? Yeah, go check it out. There's some old videos on there to see.
Okay.
But we don't have like a ton of current day video footage on there. We'll throw one on once in a while. But
Gotcha.
we're not like the
So
notorious YouTubers.
You heard him, folks. He does this for a living and does it for people of our industry. So if you're not a subscriber, it's because of you that we can't afford to hire him. So
Oh, and
Now we're bitching at our fans, Jim. What the hell? Taking it to a whole nother level.
I know.
And to build up your own YouTube
It's
channel,
your
you guys know
guys'
how much
fault.
work. It's a lot of work to build up a
Oh, yeah.
YouTube channel.
Dude.
And you have to be consistent. You got to chase the algorithms.
And there was a period of time where it was a lot easier when YouTube was fresh and exciting and everyone's like,
right.
subscribing to people's channels and stuff. And now it's just an absolute grind because everyone's so oversat. Like there's a lot of oversaturation in this space for one. For two, I feel like people are a lot more numb than they used to be because they're being bombarded all the time and marketed to all the time.
All the time.
And so people are just kind of numb and just like,
Oh, the AI babies and Sasquatch videos.
Well, yeah, and then most
Love
of the
'em.
people are
They're
just
booming
looking
right now.
for their
Dude,
quick
love 'em.
fix on YouTube. There's
Right.
not a lot of people that are actually watching
dude.
the full
What do you
episodes
guys
and stuff.
gravitate to the most? Do you like long format hunting videos? Do you like short? What are the YouTube shorts? What are the three?
I
you
like
guys
the
watch
I like
most?
the longer, like 40-minute
I
episodes.
don't know if you want to ask me.
I really like.
I want to know.
So
Curious.
I like not like the super duper long, like a full length film necessarily, but like the 40-minute episodes. Like I love watching Gritty. I like watching like Stuck in the Rut,
Okay.
but I like watching the real ones. Like
Authentic.
it's easy to decide after you do this long enough. You can easily pick through the real ones and the fake ones off of
And you can tell basically just from the clip what's going on. Like, is this real? Is
Yeah.
this not? You
I'm
know, you can
always
pick
trying to
through it.
dissect
Yeah.
it.
And I'll take the modest route, right? A lot of times when you're filming hunting, when we would do Hollywood Hunter episodes, some of this stuff is, I mean, you're on a high-end ranch. The animals have minimal pressure. They would not shoot guns on the property. We would drive 10 minutes down the road to a separate little patch of land that they had with a shooting range, get people sighted in if they're hunting with rifles. But it was like, if you're hunting with a rifle, there's only elk season. We don't do any deer hunting with anything but a bow. So they kept it really quiet on the property, so the animals are very calm and mellow. So when you would drive around, we had the Bad Boy Buggy electric vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Those were fun when they came out, but you would drive, you see an animal, a lot of times you barely have to do a hard stock for it, but at the same point, you're trying to create episodic material, so you're like, we need to hike a little bit more because 40-yard shot was like 10 paces from the Bad Boy Buggy.
It can definitely be difficult with a rifle because you got a little bit more range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole, people call it reenactment, they call it reversals, part of that stuff. I struggled with it a little bit just because I like the authentic stuff for me. But it was a great way to cut my teeth. Just shooting, understanding how to assemble a story, try to make the best you can with the hunting footage you get. Every hunt, when you kill something, you always have this picture in your head like, I'm going to be right over the guy's shoulder. He's going to be just subtly in the camera. It's going to be a beautiful kill shot. And then the deer's behind a bush, and there's like,
oh, dude,
it's a rodeo.
That's kind of how
80%
we've
of the time.
always been trying to do it, but it always turns into a rodeo.
It's always.
If it works out that way and that actually comes together like in your head, that's like winning the lottery. Because most of the time it is a rodeo.
I don't think we've filmed anything that hasn't been a rodeo.
No, probably not.
To be honest,
it's always a shit
there
show.
hasn't been anything that has like gone to plan, basically.
Yeah.
No.
I will say that at that ranch specifically, because the animals are less pressured, you're hunting for them, we could get reasonable kill shots. And for elk specifically, we would go on foot in the mornings. So you would try to pick a meadow where they're somewhat predictable. You're like, this time of the year, they're usually going to show up in X, Y, and Z spots. You can usually make a decent play and get some good footage of the elk. And then the evenings, we would always sit in ground blinds or stand blinds over the water. And then you wait for them to show up. And then, of course, as a camera guy, you're like, this is luxurious because my camera's on a tripod. Open the window, shoot the thing with the bow, and you're probably going to have a pretty decent shot. So that was probably what saved us in a lot of the episodes we'd produce is the kill shots were pretty decent because of the environment we were in.
You kind of got spoiled like right off the bat with, I mean, as far as like this industry goes, with the easiest possible shooting of wildlife in the hunting situation.
I would think so.
Yeah.
And I hunt everything's public land where I go, so everything's way more difficult to try to film.
And now as time's gone on, you've probably had a lot more experience with some more really tough hunts and animals on public land that have been hunted a million times that are very cagey and hard to get on, especially hard to get on with a weapon, let alone get it on camera at the same time.
You got to be locked in even more when you got a camera in your hand.
Oh,
because you got to be on it before the person that's got a gun.
We've had a lot of guys that are trigger happy too.
Yeah.
You're like, how many times you'll have the
That was
conversation?
Doug this year.
Yeah. You know how many times you have that conversation? You're like, all right, here's the plan. We're going to go after this buck. We know where he's at.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get off the buggy. We're going to sneak on him. Do not shoot until I say kill him.
Yeah.
And maybe I need to say like potatoes or some random word that they know that's the signature word to kill it because a lot of people miscommunicate. Yeah. But they get so worked up and then they end up shooting. You're like,
don't ever go hunting with the old Papa Ron because he don't hold off for nobody.
No.
Hold on, let me get behind the gun and you can boom.
I feel like that's one of the things that comes with experience and time, like in this industry. Like when we first started, there was a lot of missed shot opportunities. Like we either didn't get it on camera or it was like not the right angle, or we got it on camera but it was shitty footage or whatever. But as time goes on, we get a little bit better, but then you still find yourself sliding back into it every once in a while, like something doesn't go right, like this hunt I was just on in Arizona. I was under the impression that my guide was running the camera and like good to go, and I'm like waiting and then I'm like, are we good? And he's like, yeah, we're good. And so I shoot, and then he's like, I couldn't even get the camera working, blah, blah, blah. Like, he just wanted me to kill the elk.
Fired.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I I didn't have time to like run him through the whole preparation and get like him dialed in for this camera. It was just kind of like I was self-filming. Then I was just like, here, take this camera. And he's like, I don't know how to run this camera.
The other challenge too is if you're putting money on the line. So for us, we have sponsors. When you have sponsors, most equipment, most products aren't going to thrive and sell products unless you're having successful kill shots, because that shows that the scope works. That shows that the gun works, that the ammo works. The camo got you within range. So a lot of the kill shot stuff, there's like, how much of a hunt can you show without having the successful kill shot?
Right.
So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
And then I think the repetition of working at the ranch over all those years, you know, you get a good kill shot, you don't, you pick and choose and try to learn the best you can from all the different little mistakes you make.
Yeah.
And eventually you just start, like you guys said, you just get faster at it. I know how to jump out, tripod, cameras on, I'm ready. I'm watching the other guy to kind of watch his mannerisms to figure out like when he's going to shoot, especially if he's not going to communicate or he's further away from me where I can't whisper to him and tell him I'm ready. You just got to hope that.
Well, with me, Clint, it's as fast as you can get your camera on the.
And me and him are related, so we grew up hunting with each
Yeah.
other, so we know our hunting style.
Yeah.
So that
Right.
really helps too.
Chris takes a little bit more time usually, so you have
Do
a
ya?
little bit extra time to
I'm
to
not
get
a-
the camera
I'm not
ready.
a
Are
snap,
they lying?
I'm not a snap shooter. No, James is a cowboy. Like these guys are just get out and just they're boom, 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 and I'm like,
Oh, when you grow up with a family, there's like you better shoot first, or you ain't gonna get a chance. You know,
and that's
just
like
go for it.
it's been good though. It's hard to acclimate to, but like picking up on like I went on a whitetail hunt with James, and he's like, you got to shoot fast, and I'm like, I'm not a fast shooter. And he's like, okay, then you won't shoot a deer. And I'm like, okay. So I got to get in the, like that headspace of for a living, I build precision rifles, and you don't shoot a precision rifle quickly,
Fast.
right?
Correct.
You get set up, you check the wind, you check your dope, you double check, you triple check. Everything needs to
Right.
be perfect, and that's how I operate. And so then I got to go to this thing where you just got to rip your gun up and you know?
Where were you hunting whitetails where you had to rush it?
We were in like lower Panhandle, Idaho, and it's pretty thick country, very thick country. There's not a lot of open stuff,
super thick.
so
and
it's like you bust and
You
we
get a quick cap, and
you,
that's your
you
chance.
bust a
Yeah.
buck, you get about 50 yards, and then they might stop once, maybe twice, but usually about one time. And then
when
that's
Doug
like
says
you're only
50,
up-
you get 5 yards, dude, if that. Half the time, all I would see is just like, was that a whitetail?
You don't even know.
I don't know, just and here's James. Oh, that was a good buck. I'm like, what the fuck? It was not. How would you? It was fucking. We saw a flash of white, and he's like, oh yeah, 4x5. You fucked that one up bad. Oh man. So finally, I don't remember what day it was. The second day or something.
Second
like
day,
that.
it was one
But
of the
second day, like 50th deer.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh my
And I'm just like, okay, Chris. Like I'm mentally walking through what I'm gonna do. You know, I'm going through my processes. All right, here we go. You know, target acquired, shoulder gun, cheek weld, breathe, safety off, pull the trigger. You know, backpack, and I got
You chambered the bullet, right?
Yeah. So we're in there. We're in there. I got one in the, which I usually don't have one in the pipe.
I didn't
but,
hear a click, so
Yeah. So like,
We had this predicament. That's why.
I usually don't hunt with one in the pipe, right? Just in case, like someone falls or I don't, someone's gonna.
Good safety method.
I fell down the hill. I don't know how many fucking times. Like it's steep and wet and shitty, but like guys get shot when they hunt because they fall down or whatever. And I've been flagged a million times. My Argentina hunt, the freaking guide flagged me about 50 times with his rifle. There's a barrier, language barrier. So I'm literally like grab his gun and I stick it up in the air like this, like pissed. Like, can you point your fucking gun at my face one more time? We're gonna have fucking problems, But it was really hard. But when the moment came, like, dude, super nice buck, and it was just like there he is, and I was like, it was like that fast. And I was like, holy shit, like my heart's like.
Are you still hunting? So you're okay.
Yeah. So
which is why you're kind of bumping them around a little
that's
bit.
how
I
hunt whitetails usually. I am not a sitter. Like I will sit if I absolutely have to, and if I know something's gonna happen. But most of the time, I'm moving, dude. I love
He
moving
can't
around.
sit still?
No,
dude, he's
I can't
vibrating
sit
all
still.
the time. What do you?
I need to see what's going on. I know there's a big buck around that corner. It's not coming out here, and That's kind of how we grew up hunting. We didn't really do a lot of sitting most of the
It
time.
was a sit in the morning, sit in the afternoon. That was about
Sometimes.
it, and then push.
And I was supposed to be sitting, and I never would. I would just get up and wander around and probably ruin everyone's deer
Yeah.
hunt.
I'm,
Which is why rifle hunting is perfect
Right?
for you.
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And I'm a get high in glass. I'm a spot and stock guy, right?
I am too.
Like I don't move, and when I do move, I move very slowly,
Mm-hmm.
right? 3, 4, 5 steps. I stop. I listen. I look. And he's just like, deer, boom. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Like it was really hard, but
Yeah. But you see a lot of animals that way too.
yeah.
A lot of times it's them running off, but
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You cover a lot of ground.
But
Covered a lot
it
of
was
ground.
it was good. It was a good experience for me, to learn how to okay, there's not just one way to skin that cat.
Sure. Everyone's got their method, I
Yeah.
guess.
But as far as filming goes, it's super hard
Right.
to do that. Like luckily I had James there, so we got content. But I know that you went on a bear hunt here last year. Maybe you got a bear or something like that by yourself.
Spring. Oh, last year, yeah. I actually reached out to you guys.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you for that.
Yeah.
And then James.
That was James.
James dropped me a very kind pin, and I went to that spot. The main reason I was going is I had a day and a half. I just got back from killing a mule deer in Utah, my first archery.
it
buck.
was late in the season. You called me, I think we talked, and
Yep.
and you were like, I want to go after bear. I'm like, dude, it's late, but you might have
Give it a try.
3 or 4 days left in the season where it could happen.
And you said you had seen a bear a
Yeah.
couple weeks before that?
A couple weeks before, yeah.
Within that vicinity. But I
mean,
went there.
We
What'd you say?
shot bears in October.
By,
know.
by yourself,
Happens.
right?
That was the first time I've ever hunted by myself. And by hunted by myself, you go with somebody, you split.
I mean,
you go over the ridge, you're hunting.
Listen to this
alone,
guy.
but
Yeah.
First time ever hunting by himself, hunting bear. Was that your first time ever hunting bear? Or is that?
First time hunting bear alone.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude.
But I wasn't. So, two things to that is I was going to go try to hunt for bear casually.
Yeah.
I also have done some work with, Argali specifically had given
Mm-hmm.
me this really nice tent, and I hadn't had the chance to, go out and really sleep in it and try it out and
Yeah.
thoroughly enjoy it. So I was like, I'm going to go camp in a cool spot, get
Go
some
get some
content.
Yeah.
And then the content, drop the camera on the tripod, walk past it a couple of times, but it was more some photography of getting that night shot or getting a couple cool scenery shots. But I was like, I might as well make it an armed hike and throw a gun on my shoulder on my way there. And then heading to the spot where you had sent a pin to me, I hiked in maybe, I'm going to say 2 miles, sat down, and it was my last hour of the evening, and I saw one bear really far away. But I was like, cool, there's bears here. James didn't lie to me, didn't send me into no man's land for no reason.
Oh, I thought about it, but
And then I went, got set up, got some photos, whatever, did the thing, and then had a spot picked out in the morning. There was this really nice glassing knob, and you probably would remember it, but it's to the east of the pin that you gave to me, looking down into this really nice open meadow.
oh yeah.
So I went and sat there for an hour, saw another bear in Canada, way far away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm gonna move over to the other side, and I'm just gonna hang 10 here. I'll give myself one more hour, and then I'm probably gonna get out of town just because I got the shots I needed to get.
Mm-hmm.
And I get to sit in there, and I'm glassing, doing your method,
Yeah.
calm, cool, collected, patient.
Yeah.
And I see this. I just got a glimpse of a bear, and he's probably a good mile away. So I'm 2 miles from the tent to the spot where I ended up setting up. Well, man, tent's this way, bear's this way. I don't know if it's a big bear. I don't know what I'm looking at. I just saw a glimpse of it, and I know where he's at, and it was in this really nice bowl.
And he's within range.
And he's
That time
within,
of year,
he's within hiking
Any
for.
bear is a good bear.
Oh,
that time of year.
we're just bipods.
What time of year are we
trigger.
talking?
Yeah.
Not that close. I
It was
wish I
like
could shoot like
almost
you guys.
October. I think it was late September.
Late September.
Yeah.
Late September.
So I just
now, are you filming yourself while you're doing this?
I filmed myself take the shot.
Did you?
Yeah. I managed to put it on the tripod and try
Oh,
to do
that's
that.
cool.
Good
I got
for
the
you.
shot. I got
Is it on your YouTubes?
No, it's just sitting on a hard drive.
God damn it!
It's in the old archive.
But you can have it.
I need to see that.
But I set it up on, just happened to set the camera up, put the bipod on the backpack, and ended up shooting, but hiking down to that bear. So I go that mile. I was like, all right, now I'm 3 miles away from the tent to where I'm going to hunt this thing. And I had, the Nalgene bottle, and I'm shaking them all pretty low. I'm trying to assess how much water I have for what I'm trying to do. A bit, when you get into
Oh
that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I wasn't planning to stay out too
Yeah.
long. I was like,
Yeah.
I can make it off with one Nalgene.
Been there, done
So I've got a
that.
quarter left. It's like, I'm going to go just a little bit further to look into this bowl, but I wanted to get further to the west to look down in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm going to go to that one spot right there. I haven't seen the bear since I saw him from that far off location. And as I'm hiking up this high point, I look down to my right, and he's down there just grubbing on the blueberries. So there's obviously still some blueberries there.
Probably the late ones.
And I was like, oh my gosh, is this for real? This is going to happen. So I go back down part way and pop out on this little knob, and he's still down there feeding. Get the camera out and kind of set it up quickly. I think it was an autofocus, so I don't know exactly what all it got, if it was perfect or not.
Right.
Set the bipod up on the camera, tried to be super mellow and just calm about it, and like breathing and not get all worked up, and try to just be trigger happy. And then ended up shooting the bear. He ran 20 yards and died. And then I go down there, and it's like, wouldn't call it a world class
Bro.
bear, but it was my first bear. I was pretty pumped.
You see what's behind my shoulder right here?
Is that your first?
There's no shame in my game. Dude, I went to Alaska for that bear.
Nice.
Swear to God.
But look at the taxidermy you have. You need something to prop in all locations.
Yeah.
You know? Just saying.
But for me, the accomplishment of going on a hunt by myself,
Yeah.
and it's not that I'm afraid to go by myself. I just always go with somebody. I was
Yeah.
like, this is a good chance for me just to go sleep in the woods and enjoy it.
It's good to go by yourself sometimes and like experience something by yourself and challenge yourself, and then get that. It's like a mental edge, I would say.
I'd
you
say
know?
so.
And
that
what
you
did
can
you
gain out of
shoot
it.
it with?
I had a Bergara 6.5 PRC,
Nice.
Ooh, yeah.
the B14.
B14.
HMR
nice.
Wilderness.
Okay, yeah.
It's a nice,
That's
pretty
a nice,
look,
nice
huh?
gun. Nice
Yeah.
gun. Nice gun.
I was getting pictures of it too while I was there.
How far did we shoot?
I think it was 243, something like that.
Good poke.
So
Good poke.
decent
Good
little
poke.
poke.
Yeah.
Downhill?
Downhill.
Shooting like
Steep downhill.
143s out of it. What are we shooting?
Yeah, 143 Hornadies, ELDX.
Very nice. Very nice.
Is that
Yeah.
what you would recommend that?
That's a I would say that's by
their-
far the most popular bullet for a 6.5 PRC because the ballistic coefficient.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything about that bullet is just
Out of the box, it's ready to rock and roll.
Dude, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
And it's a hammer. I mean, you shoot a bear and it goes 20 yards. Like
That's what we're going to be probably shooting out of ours, right?
Yeah.
For a lot of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
And then you got the death moan confirmation. You're like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
love when you're within range to be able to hear
The
that.
death moan is a good, it's a good sign.
It's a definitely good reassurance, but there's definitely times where it's not happened.
Dude, there's a lot of times when the death moan doesn't happen. Especially bigger bears won't always do it, and sometimes the big bears do it, and sometimes like any bear just randomly, like there's no like rhyme or reason for it.
I was gonna ask if it's bullet location that typically causes it. Like you double lung them.
If you double lung them, typically, or if you hit one lung, typically they'll do a death moan if they're like under a 300-pound bear. For
Usually,
some
if it's a
reason-
perfect shot, right?
Oh yeah, if it's a perfect shot.
That's why I heard the death.
I don't know. If you hit them in weird places, sometimes they make. I don't even call it a death moan. It's just like, it's not good.
Dude, they make
Or
terrible
they're
Yeah.
just completely silent.
Yeah, or they're silent completely.
Doug filmed a hunt, did a very good job filming a hunt with me, and my bear did not make a death moan on that. If you go to our YouTubes,
Made the death jiggle.
the Quinault hunt, yeah,
How far was that shot? Pretty far.
58 yards.
Oh,
maybe.
nice.
If that.
Yeah,
That's the one you headshot.
and I shot it in the face, literally. I was like,
As it
Headshot.
was about to eat a donut.
yeah,
No, it had a donut in its mouth. Didn't
Yeah,
it?
because it flew up in the air and landed on him.
yeah.
No
this
way.
was-
yeah.
Seriously?
I told Doug, I was like, I'm going to shoot this bear in the head, so just get ready.
Where was that? Where was that at?
The Quinault.
The Quinault Indian Reservation.
So a nice bait pile. And
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a pay to
yeah.
play on the res, right?
Yeah.
And good old tribal dude, 300 years old type of deal, and just fills it with donuts. And we go out there, and that bear came in, and I was like, I'm shooting this guy right in the face.
Because that was our last day.
Yeah,
Or that was my last day.
yeah.
I bet he eats good though. He's been eating donuts.
Dude, it
Huh?
was super good, super good.
Donut bear.
Oh, so tasty.
All those bears.
Yeah.
There was one bear that we went out there. What was it? It was last spring we went out there, and this guy, he'd been feeding these bears and literally nicknamed this bear the pie filling bear. He said he literally had fed it like 6 buckets of pie filling.
Yeah. So they get
This
like
bear
the-
was probably
the
400
commercial
pounds.
buckets of pie filling. You know, like the little. What do they call those? Those little pies, the fruit pies you get at the gas station.
like Hostess pies type of
yeah,
deal.
like the little fruit pies.
Yeah.
He would get like the buckets of the filling alone, and then you'd take it and he just like
Yeah,
puts
'cause-
gloves on and
'cause
just like grabs handfuls.
Yeah,
and
if
it's
someone
like,
had a connection, it was like expired. Like you can't like sell it to, use it for people to eat. So
Yeah.
I just brought it out, and it was just like taking it in buckets.
Dude, I would
Yeah.
totally eat it.
Dude, it smells so good.
Oh,
I
so
wanted
good.
to just, when he stuck his hands on,
Dude, I would have ate it.
grab a handful.
I got a little side story for you, and I apologize, Mom, for this story, but it's a funny one pertaining to the sweets. We were in New Brunswick, Canada. This is a Hollywood Hunter episode, and we go to film this bear hunt. But we have in camp Ted Nugent's camera guy. I don't remember. I think he filmed some stuff. He had super long hair, so I don't know what his affiliation was. I think he said he did some camera work or helped him with some social media.
Okay.
And he hops in the rig with us, and we're going to drop him off at his bear bait site in New Brunswick, and then we're going to go to our location. So I get out with the guy. I was like, hey, can I help you put all the sweets and the goodies out? And I've got this big blue drum. He's climbing up into the tree stand where he's going to sit for the evening to hunt for the bears. And I've got my back to him, and I grab one of these big things of frosting, and I draw this big frosting wiener on the barrel, and we're sprinkling stuff around, pouring marshmallows and everything, and then we leave and drive off, and he still has his back to me getting up into the tree stand. So later he comes around, he's like, you jerk. I had to watch bears licking this wiener on the barrel all night.
That's
And
hilarious.
I felt bad, but he had some success, so it worked out. But I was like, it's such a immature thing to do.
Dude, that's so funny. We're totally going to do
That's
that
what
now.
that's what
Oh,
makes
yeah.
that's what makes it entertaining.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I was like, he's going to sit there for a while. Might as well
Yeah.
give him something to
Oh,
look
yeah.
at.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you, if we have a buddy, Matt Russell, that lives in Idaho, so you can still bait bears there, right? And so he's going to start running baits, I think, this spring. Guarantee you, we get lots of pictures. Be like, hey, remember that episode I was talking about that wiener? And everything's going to be in dick shapes.
Yeah, everything.
Everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
The bait pile is
100%.
going to be a giant dick shit.
Yeah, just an 8-foot dick.
You guys can come hunt here with me if you want.
Yeah.
Well, part of the fun was he was trying to self-film his hunt. So he's got this barrel with the
Just
frosting on
zoomed
it.
in with the big.
Zooming in the bears licking.
He was laughing, but you could tell he was kind of mad
Oh,
at the
man.
same time.
That's hilarious.
That is
Not my
funny.
most mature moment.
Good
but
job, dude.
Yeah, keep it
Yeah.
keep it interesting.
We're all toddlers.
Keep
dude.
it real.
Yeah.
If you're not having fun and laughing when you're doing this shit,
Oh,
you're
for
not
sure.
doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's really what keeps us going all the time. It's
Yeah.
like we like to have fun, we like to laugh, we like
Yeah.
obviously
Keep it lighthearted.
none of us are that serious. You
No.
know, we
Yeah.
just
No.
we were there to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That's
First
how
and
most of our bear
foremost.
camps are too. It's like
Mhm.
I love when you can take somebody new, because bear hunting in general is like you're not everyone's going after that big one monster mule deer buck where you're like, that's mine. I spent all
Yeah,
this
yeah,
time
yeah.
scouting for him. Bears are just a great learning opportunity for people to get involved to whatever extent they want, whether they want to hike hard with you, if they just want to sit back and glass, ask questions. It's a very great species to learn on. So we always try to take a couple new guys with
The
us.
seasons too, like it's not a super intense. It's never been an intense hunt for us. We kind of just go just to kind of just have fun, you know. Like I think me and Doug
Enjoy
probably
camp.
the hardest we've ever hunted for bears was this spring. I mean, but most of the time we're pretty just chill. We're there to have a good time. Like that's our relaxing,
That's kind of our
almost like
vacation, too,
like a
at the same
vacation.
time.
Like our fall bear hunts are kind of like a vacation bear hunt.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like we're there to
We'll
have
go
fun.
in August, and we're close to a river, so every day we're down at the river drinking beers, trying to recoup from the shithole that we just hiked into that
Yep.
morning.
It's a
Yep.
great way to break your legs in too. Like,
Absolutely, especially
know.
the spring bear hunting.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I remember the first time I went to James's cabin with these guys, and he's like, "All right, we're gonna go out to this place over here," and I'm like, but he names everything, right? Everything's got a name where we go out. Oh, and I'm like, he didn't say anything. What's this place? Well, it's just over here. And Doug's like, it's the death hike. And I'm like, what do you mean the death hike? It's just like
Straight up 40 degrees.
it's just this forever. And they're like, well, we go around this one and this one and this one. Finally, I'm like, I'll sit this draw. This is a good draw to sit. You guys just keep going. That's fine. But it is.
It's just a steep face that you can
Yeah.
just walk across and just walk
just
in and
keeps
out of draws. And you
going
just
and
keep
going and going and going and going. And it was super productive. I mean,
A lot of animals out there.
We've
Yeah.
killed I don't even know how many
bunch of
bears.
bears out
Yeah,
there.
a handful of bears off of that hillside.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's one of the places that you know that you have a good chance of getting something almost
Yeah.
every time you go in there.
The pack out's not terrible.
But we have like a handful of those places over there that we.
And it never fails that we go over there and we just absolutely just hammer those spots out and never check out all these new spots.
I'll have like a list of like a dozen spots on my Onyx. I'm like, I'm gonna check out this year. I want to go also check this spot out and this spot out, and then we go to the good old spots. To start.
Still
out.
produces every year
because we know that there's always animals there, and then. After about 3 days of that, we're like, man, there's a lot of animals in here. And then we just end up keep hammering that. We never even check out any new areas.
You don't need to.
We find a new area about maybe one every year, every other year. We'll find a new area. Then that will be added to our repertoire of
that's kind of what we
spots,
do.
And so it is a good way to just get yourself ready for like deer and elk season. You're spending time on the mountain. You're hiking. You're glassing. You're kind of resharpening those skills back. Yeah. Because you've been, with us, we don't really sit around very often before we hunt again. But a lot of guys probably don't hunt from like October or November all the way till bear season.
Right.
So
are you going to go fall bear hunting?
I am. I've got 2 hunts. I've got August, and I think I have one in September also.
Nice.
Both of those are casual. I'll take products. We'll take some products with us just to get some cool footage and photos of, but most of the time I'm just trying to do those for the same thing, keep my legs in shape for all the other hunts.
Right.
And then a lot of times for me, if I'm the camera guy and I'm getting paid to go somewhere, you don't want to be the weakest link.
Yeah.
So
you have hunts booked already for the fall?
Yeah, through I'm starting to book into January right now.
Holy crap.
Usually March and April, right after that contract phase happens, after the trade shows, then my calendar starts to go bananas.
How many hunts do you book for right now?
Probably 12 to 15 of them.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
He
just squished one in on me too.
He's looking a little full this year.
It must be. So you're the prettiest girl to dance with. It must be nice.
I'm the craziest one, I guess. I'm the one that'll just say yes to everything.
Yeah.
My wife hates me.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a good way to get divorced.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. That's the hardest part of traveling for me.
Yeah. But I mean, at least it's like you have a good excuse because this is your living and this is what you're doing full time now.
Yes.
So it's not like, hey honey, I'm going off on 15 hunts this year. It's like, hey, I got to work like to support our family.
Mm-hmm. And I think people for sure it's fun to go on the hunts.
Oh yeah.
But I'm putting in 16-hour days because I'm hiking, I'm prepping stuff in the morning.
It's not a normal job.
I'm prepping stuff in the evening, dumping cards. Like you have to stay ahead of everybody else, and you have to be physically prepared for those hunts. So it is a lot of work. It's rewarding when you get to go and have the opportunity to travel with people and go to some really unique and beautiful destinations because the camera takes you there.
Because you just went to like Tajikistan or something?
With Alan Smith, yeah. So Alan has a YouTube channel, Rugged Expeditions. He's in Woodinville. Mm-hmm. We went to Tajikistan, and he hunted for Bukhar Uriel and Markhor. And those are fantastic. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but that's a fantastic place to hunt.
Yeah, he told me all about it. He said it was awesome. So your hunts, where are you going for these hunts? Let's hear about
some of the hunts.
You're doing a personal hunt too this year, right? Like for elk or something?
I have my first archery elk hunt. That'll be in McCall, Idaho.
Oh.
And then you guys know Will and Tony.
Yep.
Genesis Outdoors. I'm going to do 2. They've got back-to-back rifle elk hunts.
Really?
So that's also in McCall, Idaho.
Oh, they got Idaho tags too?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
I can't believe Will moved to Idaho.
What's that?
I can't believe Will moved to Idaho.
He's building a phenomenal place over
there.
Dude,
he sent me a picture. I was like,
Looks
holy
nice.
shit, what are you building? He's like, cool, huh? I'm like, yeah, it's freaking awesome, dude.
He's making the big leap.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him. I mean, you have so much more to enjoy in Idaho.
Good for him.
What was he driving? He was working in Mukilteo, so
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll still continue some work there, but that's a big move. I'm glad he's doing it now. He's still got plenty of years.
Yeah, dude. What a
He's a go-getter.
Yeah,
Him and Tony. And we did do you remember with Johnny Mac, we did Johnny Mac had Washington Backcountry, and then we all started Soul Seekers together, so I was helping them kind of film for the first 2 years, and I would just contribute as much time as I could justify to go and film a bunch of those different hunts because I was trying to help get them off the ground to turn it into a really cool series where they were taking they take a brand new hunter, mentor them on the hunt, and then just the takeaway of like that. What was the outcome of the guy that went on his first time hunt? I thought it was a really cool way to help recruit some new people into the hunting industry.
Yeah.
That's something you don't see very much anymore. Is like the absolute devotion to recruiting people.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of recruitment nowadays.
Part of it's tough. You have, you want to protect your honey hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a delicate balance of bringing somebody new and be like, hey, this is our spot, but we
Yeah.
want to bring you for your first opportunity to try to experience what the hunt is all about,
We're not
especially
that- we're not
absolute
that
novices at it.
Yeah.
James did that, and it's turned into quite the shit show.
Let's put it this way. I've lost a lot of spots because
Hunting spots.
Yes, because of bringing people in, or
Mm-hmm.
or a spot gets blown out, or maybe the next year you go there and there's like the same person that you took in there and
Yeah.
you got someone else, and then you're like, ah, shit.
You know
Yeah.
who you should hook up with, since they're not doing that anymore. I know one's Texas, one's Idaho. Have you heard of Four Seasons Fighters? So Mike Groff, he's out of Snohomish,
Okay.
and is
Is that the they have a banquet coming up that
Yeah.
Will was just talking about today?
Will was
Yeah,
talking about,
I just saw that too.
Yeah.
I was like, I did hear that, but I wasn't super familiar.
So they've come to the gun shop a couple times and got guns. So what they were doing is taking out kind of like Wounded Warriors type of deal. They're taking out vets and people got blown up, or they took out like a local cop here, and obviously all these people have had like massive hardships.
Yep.
But
Kind of a mental health repair.
yeah, but like taking them out on these incredible hunts. They hooked up with some guy over by Hanford that owns like a gajillion acres, and they were doing like damage elk hunts over there. So like what James just did, shooting
Sure.
velvet elk in the dude.
Depredation tag.
Yeah. It was incredible. So, and I know a couple of the guys, and they're like half of them are like legit war heroes, which
Sure.
you would never hear about, and they're just blown to shit,
Yeah.
and they never. I don't think they have anybody that films any of their stuff. Yeah.
That'd be an interesting.
A lot of it comes to budget, right? It's
Yeah.
it's like I want to do
Yeah.
good. It's like taking new hunters
Just
out.
give your time for free, and then I'll not give
Yeah.
them a rifle for free.
And it's
Because
I always say I love what I do enough. I would film for free if I
Yeah.
didn't have all the bills to pay and a
You know,
family and property.
If
and all
you
that.
want to film for us for free, then we'll make you the 4th member of Bear Country, and you'll be paid in
Coors Lights.
I'll just
Coors
take
Lights
I'll just
and
take
products.
one mount home every time I
There
come
you
over here
go.
to visit.
I sponsor the Coors Lights and the half frozen meat sticks, so you're welcome. It's a
Yeah.
it's a big give.
You gotta pay to get here.
Yeah.
But I did love that was like a really cool cause. You're getting new hunters out there. I wanted to be
Yeah.
a part of it, get them off the ground, and then I got to a point where I'm like, man, I put a lot of time into this. I kind of have to
Yeah.
my wife's gonna cut my head off if I don't start paying some more bills. So I
Right.
had to pivot to start taking more of the paid gigs.
right.
Nick Hoffman, do you guys know Nick Hoffman? Nick's Wild Ride. He's got a cool show on Outdoor Channel.
No.
We were talking about filming. He drew a really unique elk tag in Arizona, I think.
Really?
So we're going to possibly film that one this year. That'll be
Huh.
another one.
Nice.
And, yeah, we already said the elk hunt, coupled with bear hunts.
Yep.
I've got,
Maybe a quality deer hunt in Washington.
yes, possibly.
Maybe.
Based off of 24 years of effort, I feel like that
Yeah.
should be documented.
Yep.
And that's close to home.
Oh yeah, that one's 2.5 hours from our house.
Yeah.
I got a buck tag that I'm pretty excited about.
Oh, yeah.
Only took 18 years for a buck tag. Never been drawn for quality, by the way.
Why does it take so long?
You want to know why?
Is it just the demand?
The
or
funny thing is
'Cause
we
they-
There's
have
a high
we have a
demand for
good
one.
buddy that drew a sheep tag off 6 points
It was
or 5
5
points.
or 6.
I know a
yeah.
guy who's got a sheep tag off 6 points too.
6 points?
Yeah,
You want to know why? Because the state hates me.
yeah.
It's personal.
Dude, for the longest time, I thought there was like a blacklist, and I was on it for sure. And
Oh, you are, dude.
100%.
Yeah.
Obviously I put in for everything for 24 years, and this is the first tag I've ever drawn, other than like a cow tag
this
and like
caliber?
yeah,
Yeah.
of any caliber, really. I mean, a cow tag is a cow tag. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's a
A
meat
cow
hunt, right?
tag or a multi-season tag is
I've drawn
pretty
2 cow
pretty
tags
easy to draw.
and then this tag. That's it.
So what's you guys set budgets aside to put in for tags every year? You're like, I'm putting $2,500 budget aside to put in for all these
Yeah,
different.
the budget
like,
is
what's that look
whatever's
like?
available in my bank account to put in for whatever hunts are coming up.
Dude.
But there's certain spots. Obviously, this is
Yeah.
one you put in for 24 years. So why?
Yeah.
What got you inspired to start putting in there? Somebody else that you knew
So-
got a deer there?
Like going back to like me and Doug being kids, like we hunted this unit, a general rifle with our dads.
Okay.
Our family has been hunting in there, and we've seen some of the caliber of deer that has
Yeah.
come out of there over the years.
Makes sense.
And
Yeah.
I've also been over there in November during the time of this hunt that
Sure.
it goes on, and seen some of these bucks running around rutting out, and I'm just like, oh my gosh,
And
if
the
I ever
big,
get this
and
tag,
the big muleys in the rut here in Washington, because they're literally untouchable.
yeah, it's
You
different.
can't-
There's
you
no
can't
hunting
stop
pressure.
them. They don't
yeah.
care
Right.
at all.
Yeah, once the rut kicks in and the general season's been over for 2-3 weeks, those bucks are
Calm down.
completely
Yes. No,
unaware,
They don't give a shit.
don't care about humans for the most part when they're in the rut, and it's like, and then you're getting a crack at deer that normally aren't even around. Like a lot of these come out of the backcountry.
Yeah, the migrators is what they call them.
Yeah, migrators, or like maybe they just come out of the woodwork, around the rut when they're going down to check out all the does
The
and
big
all
bucks.
that.
I don't think I've ever filmed, in my 15 years of doing this, I don't think I've ever filmed a legit rifle elk or rifle mule deer rut hunt.
It's
Because it's always covered up by elk.
This is
I-
your chance.
I
This
usually
is
film
your
elk
chance,
all
dude.
the time.
It's going to be one of those hunts where I feel like there's a good chance that we could see 20 to 30 like really nice bucks and be picking through them in that time that I'm going to be there. And I'm hoping to kill the biggest buck that
Yeah.
I possibly can kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just fun to know
And-
how many
oh,
are
yeah.
still alive.
And
You're like,
and
even
you
if you
know
don't shoot-
somebody that lives over there that is literally taking people out with this tag to shoot 180 inch
Yeah.
plus mules.
Yeah, 200 inch
200
plus.
inch plus, yeah.
Yeah.
It must
Mule
blow
deer.
your mind when you see them all in the rut like that. You're like, where have you been? All through general.
Oh,
Where'd you
dude.
guys go? Where do they hide? Where they at?
They're smart, dude. Like up until the
They
rut,
don't move.
like
They
they
just don't.
Stay
go
in
into
small
a dark
pockets.
shithole and they stay there and they're nocturnal.
Nocturnal, that would make sense.
It's the same thing with blacktails. Like a lot of the big blacktails,
Nocturnal.
they're completely nocturnal until the does start going into heat, and then that's when they just lose their minds. And it's like flip switches or flip a switch, and then all of a sudden these deer are moving around, and you see them here and there, and then it's like 2 weeks, and then boom, the switch is
ghost
turned
you
off
again.
again.
Or you
yeah.
get pictures of them one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
That's
tell
it.
when the does are going into their cycles, because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing this deer every day, and then it's like, oh, and then this deer disappeared, and they're like, oh, a couple weeks later I got it on camera. It's because another doe went into in the estrus or the
Running
second
around.
estrus or whatever. But those, like, I feel like mule deer and black, I mean, they're same species basically, subspecies,
Yep.
and I think that they're not there during general season because they're in some dark, shitty hellhole, and they're nocturnal. Unless you can sneak into that hellhole and you know where they are, you're not going to ever get them.
So for this specific mule deer hunt that you have in the rut, you don't need to worry about trail cameras, right? Or are you putting some out anyways?
I might put out some cameras just.
Some saddle
you know,
spots or something
yeah.
where you might catch something on
Yeah,
it?
I probably will just because.
You'll be out there scouting anyways.
Yeah, because I'm going to go over early at the beginning of the season, more of like a scouting trip to see where like there's congregations of deer. I don't want to necessarily find the buck. I just want to go and see
Know what you
where
got.
they're hanging. Where am I going to find does first?
Okay.
And then if I can find that, then I'll know like a good starting place for when I have my big long stretch to go over there and put my 10 days in towards the end of the season, which is should be the peak of the rut.
And luckily, we know people that live over there.
Yeah, we got eyeballs.
Yeah, we
Over
already got
there.
eyeballs over there.
Are you a big camera guy? Do you put a lot of cameras out when you're trying to hunt for certain species?
You
Or
know,
don't really mess with that too
I've
much?
never been drawn for anything, right? And then the other hunts, like, so in September I'm going on a moose hunt in Alaska, so,
Nice.
what are you going to do there, right? But here, like, I have cameras everywhere.
Yeah. I
For
do
blacktail?
I do the
Yeah.
same for blacktail, yeah. For blacktail, it's kind of almost needed because they're
You have
so
to.
sneaky.
But here, like, on every year I just got a couple bear, like, and when I say cameras, like 50 yards from where we're sitting right now, I've had blacktail, I've had black bear, I've had cougar, bobcat, coyotes, like
All on your camera?
literally 50 yards from where we're sitting. I mean, it just critters everywhere.
All nighttime usually?
No,
You get them in the
the
day.
middle of the day.
Yeah.
I've had cougars walking up and down my
Usually
driveway.
when he's gone.
As
out of
soon as
town.
I leave.
As soon as he
I
leaves.
leave.
They
Yeah.
hear that motor go down
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
driveway?
yep.
So there's
there's Chris's diesel.
that blacktail,
Yep.
Gloria and I, my daughter, shot it out of my shop in my blueberries. And that was number 11 or something like that.
No way.
State, yeah.
That's
for
awesome.
for muzzleloader.
It's a good-looking buck.
Yeah.
Handsome.
Dude, my taxidermist does such a good job.
Yeah, he's a good deer
Dude, he's
taxidermist.
a
One of the
great
best.
taxidermist,
Who do you use? Who's your go-to?
yeah. Stuffed taxidermy out of like Kashmir, Dryden area.
Okay.
Guy named Brandon Flansburgh.
So you took that one over there, timed out your trip when you wanted to take some other animals over, or you just went out of your way for that one?
He works for me full time.
He really does.
Yeah.
Sitting in this room, I believe you.
He comes over here every once in a while because he picked up my buck too.
Yeah.
At
So
that same
like
time.
right now he has my mule deer from Montana, my whitetail from Idaho, my bull elk from Montana, my life-size axis deer from Texas, which he's mounting right now, and then I have my water buffalo from Argentina headed there.
45 species from Africa.
I'm getting all that done in Africa. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Oh, that's
from
getting
Africa.
mounted in Africa and then shipped?
Yeah.
Is it more cost-effective to do it that way?
It is, and the guy that I go with.
Taxidermy's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Ah,
So
that makes
He
sense.
has his own taxidermy.
yeah, so it's Rosedale Safaris, but he also owns goddamn, what's his taxidermy name? I should know this. Anyways, he owns a taxidermy studio as well, so he's a very accomplished taxidermist, and he has a huge taxidermy studio. Like he does, like you walk in and there's just elephants everywhere, and
Right,
shit-
massive.
yeah, just shit like this. And so that's when I was like, hey, do you think you could turn a hippo into a couch? And he's just like, he looks at me like,
Dollar bills just bing.
like, and we're just like, we're having cocktails half the time, you know. And he's bigger than me. He's a giant dude. He's the nicest freaking guy, Shawl. And he's just like a couch? Yeah, a couch. He's like, yeah, I can make a couch.
So you're basically just taking a life-size hippo, notch out
A couch.
It's going
a couch
right
in
there.
its body.
Yeah. And it's going to go.
Makes sense.
It's
Right
going to be
there.
right there, yeah.
And then what are you going to do
Could
with
be the
this?
new podcast.
Just sell that?
This is gonna be
Dude,
gone.
Then you need another hippo couch over here.
there's certain things
We
that
got
my,
to turn some other animals
He's
into
There's-
got,
couches.
he's got to put a 14-foot croc in here somewhere too.
Ryan-
that's
Rhino
going to the gun.
couch?
The Croc's going to the gun shop. The Croc's getting life size too. It's going.
Did
to
you
hanging
see
it from
somebody
the
else?
ceiling?
You see somebody else do the hippo couch?
No, I
Or
just thought like
cool idea.
Chris
It was
loves the one of the kind things.
We just drink a lot of bourbon and they're like, you should do a couch, Chris.
yeah, like why not? It'd be super cool,
I mean,
right?
it's a talking piece, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
I'm very particular in a lot of things, like in my life and lifestyle, right? Like with my shooting, and I'm very slow and calculated. And then there's some shit where I'm just straight up James Forrest, and I'm like, bang, 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 hippo couch, you know? I'm like, why not? It's like, come home and I'm like, I gotta tell my wife, I'm like, so honey, you're gonna love this. I shot a hippo, I was getting life size and turned it into a couch, and she's like, what are you gonna do with the other couch? I'm like, Wait, what do you
Take it
want to
outside,
do with
light
it?
it on fire.
Yeah, just like
Save that for the next expansion for your next taxidermy
so,
room.
You know,
What would you, so for the cushions
Mhm.
on the couch, are you going to wrap them with zebra hide, or would you
Some-
do like some other African species? I'm
I
trying to
don't-
visualize what that's
What
gonna
else
look
did you
like.
shoot there that you could use? Do you have any like back hides you can make like cushions
dude, I
out
shot
of?
all sorts of shit, dude.
Yeah.
It'd be a good podcast couch.
Yeah, it's gonna
The
be.
hippo
It's
couch.
gonna. So I got
Dude.
I have an ottoman being made, which I didn't even plan on, and we're driving around
For the hippo couch.
for the hippo couch, and the guy goes, I go, oh, those are cool looking wildebeest. He goes, oh, those are golden wildebeest.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, ooh la la, that's so fancy, you know. And he's like,
The
oh,
hybrid.
yeah, and he's like, oh, those are a gajillion dollars. I'm like, no. So we drive around in classic me, right? I'm just like, so maybe we cut a deal on like a golden wildebeest, you know? And then like, so by the time we see these golden wildebeest, by the time the truck turns around and we come back, I'm shooting 2 wildebeest for like
50%.
dude, like I'm talking like 10%, dude. Like not 10% off, but 10% of the cost.
The real estate agent, you just beat him up.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I got to turn it into because he owns a taxidermy studio, and
Yeah.
he knows I'm going to mount everything. Ooh, is that an African mouse? Blouch, you know, like, you know. So,
An African mouse.
like, let's mount it, you know. So,
So when
That's perfect, Chris.
yeah.
All right.
Well, let's wrap
Well,
it
before
up.
this gets too long, I'd like to thank Clint for coming on the show. It's been
Yeah.
a pleasure. And until next time, guys, stay humble and hunt hard.